Well, SABC News' senior reporter Chriselda Lewis there speaking to the MPA, and she's standing for us outside the court. A big judgment today. Chriselda, what are Nandipha Magudumana's lawyers themselves saying, and what next?
Well, Francis, I'll tell you about that just very shortly, but as part of her judgment, Magistrate Estelle de Lange said that when Magudumana basically left South Africa, she knew she wouldn't come back. The evidence points that she left the country voluntarily, and that the evidence before this court does not support her allegation that she was kidnapped. Recall, this was contained in her affidavit in her ploy to try and get this court to release her on bail. The magistrate saying she finds that she's definitely a flight risk, and there are absolutely no bail conditions that could limit that risk. She didn't satisfy the court, basically, that it would be in the interest of justice for her to be released on bail. De Lange also saying, referring earlier to no bail conditions that would guarantee that Magudumana will be able to, or will come and stand trial, as she was previously able to leave South Africa and cross 3 borders without a passport, of course, referring to the fact that her passport had not been stamped when she had left the country, having crossed these several borders. There's a good indication, according to the magistrate, that she has the means and the know-how to, and if she were to be released on bail, she could have the means to even assist Mr. Thabo Bester, who is accused number 5 in this matter, to escape. The applicant, according to the magistrate, is familiar with the witnesses, she also said, and there's no evidence to suggest, that the life of Nandipha Magudumana would be at risk if she is released on bail. Remember, the onus was on Magudumana to prove on a balance of probabilities that it was in the interest of justice for her to be released on bail. The presiding magistrate says she did not convince the court of that. Remember, she's facing a Schedule 5 offence of corruption, which places the onus on her to prove it would be in the interest of justice for her to be let out pending her trial. But it seems like it's not the end of the road yet for Magudumana. We heard from her lawyers that they're not ruling out the possibility of appealing this judgment at the High Court here in Bloemfontein. Let's take a listen to what Magudumana's lawyer, Machini Mutlawung, had to say.
We will always respect court's decision, but in terms of really not agreeable to such decision or reason, we are of a different view. But like I said, we're still going through the judgment in its entirety, and we would be in a position to do a bit of mapping exercise and know what's the next step.
But you're not ruling out the possibility of an appeal at this stage? You're not ruling it out?
Obviously, we wouldn't rule it out. It's part of us having to reflect on the judgment and really make the necessary call within legally permissible grounds in terms of what should be the next step after this judgment.
Well, quite notably, Francis, none of the family members that we previously saw inside court support Dr. Nandipha Magudumana were here today. Her sister, her brother, nor her father, who we hear previously were inside the dock today as this crucial decision, I guess, on her part was being made, with it only been a cousin from KwaZulu-Natal who had made his way here to the court. He did not say anything to the media and, in fact, refused to speak to any of us. But this certainly doesn't look like it's the end of the road for Magudumana. This certainly headed to the High Court for appeal.